The other aspect that we're going to talk about is desk setup. So we've already discussed in previous episodes of using the lumbar roll to help with your postural alignment. The other things, you can actually change the desk space. So first off, we're going to talk about chair height. So as Laura Lynn's sitting here, you can see that her hips and knees are about the same angle. So optimally, you have the chair raised. So go on and raise the chair a little bit. Can it go anymore? Good. So she can even stand a little bit more chair raised. So optimally, you want the hips above the knees. There you go. Better. So for some of us, it's not so much an issue for Laura Lynn, but someone short like me, once I get the chair up to the right height, I then have to bring the floor up to my feet. So I may have to put a book or a box at my feet. If my feet are just dangling in the air, that's not going to be helpful. So you optimally want your hips slightly above your knees when you're sitting. You adjust your chair first, and then you adjust your screen and computer in relation to that. So in a perfect world, your screen height, you shouldn't have to be looking down really far or looking up. So you want the screen to be about eye level. So you don't need fancy things to do this. There's obviously things on the market, but you can just use books. We all have books on the shelf. And we could even go a little bit higher for her with more books. But even this, you can see where she's not going to have to look down as much to be able to look at that screen. So you start with screen height. You want the screen directly in front of you, not off to the right or the left, and approximately up at eye level. We could still go a little bit higher for her if I had more books readily available. But obviously, if she went to type now, she's having to hold her arms up really high to do that. So if you're using a laptop, an external keyboard can be very helpful. So the external keyboard you can then have at a level where you can actually maintain this kind of 90-degree angle at the elbow, which is ideal, versus when you're up really high, go ahead and, it's harder. You're having to work a lot more up in the shoulders to maintain that. So an external keyboard is a nice thing. If you have a desk that has the tray for the keyboard, you can adjust the height of that. Again, you're looking for about 90 degrees at the elbow. And in a very optimal world, you would have armrests that help support your arms in that position so that you don't even have to physically hold them. They're supported there. But all worlds aren't optimal. And the same thing with your mouse. So if you're using a laptop and you've elevated the screen to where you need it, the mouse, if you're using that, you're going to be lifting the arm and probably the shoulder and tightening the neck muscle. So again, external or Bluetooth, however, wireless, that's the word I'm looking for. Wireless mouse and keyboard can be very helpful. And that also works too if you're using like a standing desk. So now that you can get the arms in an optimal position if you have the computer at the height where you're looking straight at it. Same thing goes if it's a desktop, right? You just move the monitor up to directly in front of you to a height where you're not having to look down or up, and then adjusting the keyboard accordingly.